Welcome to the Fight Report. Of course, right now we are talking to InvictaFC Women's Bantamweight Lisa Battle Angel Verzosa on the Fight Report. Make sure to check her fight out. She takes on Raquel Canuto at the co-main event InvictaFC 42 on September 17th, having on UFC Fight Pass. And also Lisa fought Juijla last March, and her first fight going to 5 rounds as well. And we're excited to have her back on the show. Obviously, a lot of time has passed since that last fight. I know you've been, chomping at the bit. You've been excited to get back into the cage. Everybody who sees your social media knows that you're ready to get back in there. And although the loss was tough, you were able to get past that.
Mhm.
So talk about how excited you are to get the call to fight during this time. How eager were you to fight again?
Actually, it was perfect timing because my fight was basically right before the lockdown. So I got all that time off, and then this fight came up, so it was actually kind of perfect. But I'm super excited. I didn't know if Invicta was gonna have fights. Um, Honestly, when the lockdown happened, who knew like what was
Right.
gonna happen? But
For sure, and then we saw InvictaFC managed to be safely. They've done 2 events so far, and were you keeping a close eye on those events just to see how it unfolded?
Um, I actually meant to watch them, but I just never got around to it. But
Sure.
I think it's kind of cool. Like we're gonna be fighting in an empty church.
Yes.
Actually, where the weigh-ins, the mock weigh-ins usually are. So I've been there a couple times, but I'm excited to see how that's gonna go.
Definitely. And also, the past few months, obviously, recovering from the 5 round fight. Talk about staying ready and also keeping your spirits up. What helped you keep your spirits up during this time?
Um, well, I mean, we were watching Bones a lot. um, what else? We played disc golf in our backyard.
Nice.
Um, I was crocheting a blanket. I had a lot of stuff to do. Still, with my husband every day, so at least I wasn't alone.
For sure, and that's definitely important to have some companionship during that time. But how has training changed with the pandemic? How important was it for you, to adapt to these changes and also, you know, figure out what works the best for yourself?
Well, luckily, I have a home gym that we've been working out there. My husband does my strength and conditioning, so at least I got to do that even during the pandemic. I mean, it's still a pandemic, but during the
Yeah,
initial, lockdown. Um, and then my gym opened back up, and now it's just limited classes. You can only have a certain amount of people per class. You have to sign up and wear a mask in and out of the gym. So it's kind of changed a lot.
for sure. Now, what'd you take from the fight with Julia Stoliarenko? Like, seeing that was your first 5 round fight, you did go the distance. You toughed it out. It was not the easiest obviously situation for you, but you were able to definitely show your toughness and durability. You feel like that was building upon experience for you.
Yeah, now that I've had the 5 round fight, I know I can go 5 rounds. I don't have to worry about that. So that
Mhm.
was kind of a blessing in disguise. Um, yeah, I don't know.
For sure, but I mean, obviously, the Invicta FC knows that they can slot you in for a title fight. Obviously, with that 5 round championship experience, you feel that
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Um, yeah, if I win this fight, I'd like to have another title shot right after. So I'm ready for that.
Definitely, and talk about your opponent Raquel Canonto. Cantu. I know she hasn't fought in 3 years. I remember her from her last name. Still getting used to her new name, but she is looking at you for not just a big return. I know her talk about her using this fight to propel her to the UFC. I'm sure you're wanting to prove her wrong in that regard. So talk about her as an opponent, obviously. What you looking forward to?
Um, hmm. I'm guessing that she's gonna want to use her jujitsu because that's what she's been working on all this time. Um, but I'm not gonna take anything for granted. I'm just gonna go in there and do what I do. Um, yeah. I try not to think about every little thing they're gonna do too much, or you could
Sure.
just, you know, overthink it, and overthinking makes you hesitate.
Definitely anticipated fight because both of you are veterans of InvictaFC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with 4 more fights, so we're very excited for it. And talk about also your nutrition for the camp. Like, what do you feel has helped you the most during this time? Obviously with not just the weight cut, but when you have to recover after every tough session, and your ability to you know, your ability to heal up your body quickly.
We just purchased Normatec, so we have the compression therapy. I drink Fit Aid all the time, BCAAs and glutamine, stuff like that. Um, but honestly, nothing's really changed from camp to camp. We kind of do it the same every time. My weight cuts are usually pretty easy.
For sure. And I hope that it's going well for you. And talk about, I don't want you to say, you're looking past Raquel, but, what's in store? I know you mentioned fighting for the Bantamweight title for Invicta FC. You feel like maybe you could get that in at the end of the year and then maybe possibly get exposure enough to be like a Contender Series or Bellator. Would that be a possibility?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I haven't really thought about Contender Series. Um, But yeah, I mean, right now I'm focusing on the fight, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd like to go for the Invicta title, but if I get a call, I know we would have to reevaluate. So,
Sure. And I know they're doing stuff like the Fight Island and they're doing stuff overseas. For you, that's no strange for you because you actually traveled, right? You traveled, I believe it was to Thailand to train for some time as well earlier this year. And in fact, it was like kind of like right before the pandemic, and you guys had to take
yeah.
precautions as well before we did. The rest
Yeah.
of us did, right?
Um, yeah, that's back when, yeah, what that was in January, back December, January. So yeah, we literally kind of came back right before the lockdown happened, so we kind of got in and out like at the perfect time. Um, yeah.
Definitely. And so talk about what can we expect September 17th. I know VictaFC 42 is just a couple days away on UFC Fight Pass. And, what do you want people to take away from this fight when they see Lisa Battle Angel Verzosa, when they see your name in lights, when they see it, see your big fight, the highlights and everything. What do you want them to take away?
um, I want them to see someone who's ready to fight. I'm ready for anything, and I'm ready to fight bell to bell, but I'm gonna be looking for a knockout. Um, I'd like to make it exciting. I always do.
Definitely. I mean, we did hear you from that recent vignette that you are looking for the finish, but you're fine to go for a war again.
Yeah, I mean, wherever the fight takes me.
Definitely, definitely. And I'm so sure, when you saw that blood, it just made you want to keep going harder. Like that didn't even deter you at all, right?
Yeah, I'm used to getting cut. It doesn't really bother me.
Definitely, right. Well, I appreciate you, Lisa, for being on the Fight Board Day. Everybody check it out. Invicta FC 42. Raquel Canto takes on Lisa Battle Angel Versoza in the co-main event of Invicta FC 42, happening Thursday, September 17th. UFC Fight Pass, and check it out if you haven't already. Invicta FC puts on some of the best fights. Obviously, women's MMA is growing every day. It's international. Like just thinking about it, like I know you said it. You fought Juijla, and I think she was like the first female fighter to come from Lithuania as well. So it's just crazy, right? How big it's gotten in such a short time.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being on. Best of luck, and if there's anyone you'd like to thank, go ahead.
I'd like to thank Papa Joe's Barbecue, No Bad Days Unlimited, Neck Force Pro, um, Instant Imprints Vancouver. They do all the stuff on my fight gear. Who else? No, I think that's it. Sorry.
Okay, great. Well, Lisa, again, thank you very much for being on the Fight Report, and best of luck to you on Thursday night.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.